Hey guys, welcome. This is just the start of the video. I'm going a little late tonight. The Codex and everything was released this morning, but had stuff to do today, and now I'm just now getting out to go to Fanatics and pick them up. So I'm going to go inside, get them, and I'll be right back. Hey, having a little trouble taking this picture, but I got the new Codex and the cards, and so I'm going to head home and open them up, see what we got. See you in a minute. Be about 15 for me, but see you soon. Hello everybody, got the new Codex, got the data cards, and I got my tiny little table and light, so I'm going to try opening these. Kind of pre-cut the plastic because I don't have fingernails. This is really hard one-handed. Alright, let's see what's in here. It's a bigger box than the smaller cards. Oh, because they're bigger cards. That's a nice design they have on there. Glare. There we go. It's pretty cool. Let's pop them out. See what we got. Oh, look here. They got the little cards. These are all the tactical objectives. Let's see here. Standard tactical objectives. Said there were some Space Marine-y ones. Oh, here's one that might be. See it right here. Death from above. Sounds like something from BattleTech. Score 1 victory point at the end of your turn if during your turn at least one enemy unit was completely destroyed by one of your units with the jump type or with one of your units that arrived from Deep Strike Reserve. So that's one of the Space Marine ones. That's cool. Maybe they're all down there. Yeah, these all say taken hold. So here we go. Lightning Strike. Score a victory point at the end of your turn if at least one enemy unit in the enemy deployment zone was completely destroyed during your turn. Okay. For the Emperor. Let's see, this says score 1 victory point at the end of your turn if one or more units has made a successful charge during your turn. Interesting. If 3 or more units make successful charges during your turn, score D3 victory points. That's just for making a charge. That's interesting. Let's see. No mercy, no respite. Score 1 victory point at the end of your turn if at least one enemy unit was completely destroyed and or failed a morale check during your turn. See, these that new, what is it? Annihilation, or the task force of rules you can get online with the drop pods and the assault marines and devastators and all that stuff. These are what these cards are for, because the devastators get a special rule that allows them to make a unit that they fire at roll 3d6 for the leadership, and if they fail then they're pinned. And then it allows the assault marines to assault the turn they come in, and to use their assault move during the shooting phase and during the assault phase, or during the movement phase and the assault phase. So yeah, this is what this is for. If 3 or more units were completely destroyed or failed, you get D3. So that's specific for that, probably. And then what we get here, score 1 victory point. It's honor your chapter. At the end of your turn, if one or more enemy characters was killed. So, dang, that's an extra one for enemy characters. So that's, looks like all the Space Marine-y ones. Oh, no, there's another one. Space Marine. Let me go through here real quick. See if there's any more. I think those are all just the regular ones. The Emperor's Retribution. Score D3 victory points at the end of your turn if you can control an objective marker that was completed by an opponent that was controlled by your opponent at the start of your turn. So just running your... See, this is if you control an objective marker. So if you just had an objective secured unit and he didn't, you could actually get this that way without destroying him. Interesting. Oh, that's worth D3 plus 3 victory points if you get 3 of them. Wow, that's a lot of victory points. That could be a very devastating card. I'm gonna put this down just a second. Just a second here. And I'm going to put this down I'm going to stop the recording, put this down, look through those cards, and see if there's anything else. Hold on one second. I looked through the cards, and that's just the only Space Marines one. I was thinking about it when I was looking through the cards, and I was like, you know what? Man, I just bought the objective cards 3 weeks ago, so I could be a little bit more, clean some dust off over here, sorry. I could be a little bit easier instead of having rolling dice on the chart and stuff like that when I was doing the Maelstrom missions. So yeah, I was like, well, oh well. These are the doctrines. I guess the blue is Ultramarines, because that's the Devastator and the Assault and the Tactical Doctrines for those guys. Salamander Chapter Tactics, right here. Get the Chapter Tactics, and it's got the tactics that they got for those. See, this light is putting a glare on things. See if I can zoom in a little bit. There they are, Flamecraft and Master Artisans. I guess you could pause that to read that. Ultramarines, Sons of Gilliman. They get those 3 chapter tactics that I kind of skipped through. Let me go get those. The Tactical Doctrine, right there. The Assault Doctrine, right there. And the Devastator Doctrine, right there. Okay. Then we have the White Scars Chapter Tactics. Here, any changes you might note? I don't know. Raven Guard Chapter Tactics. Got them. They have, we'll save this one for last right here. They have the Iron Hands Chapter Tactics. Machine Empathy, the Flesh is Weak. Black Templars Chapter Tactics. So the Templars are probably in the Codex still. Great. Great. And then the Imperial Fist Chapter Tactics. The one I'm most interested in. It seemed the same. The Bolter Drill. Rerolled hits of 1. With basically any bolter weapon. And Siege Masters, which is they reroll armor penetration rolls against buildings that don't result in a glancing or penetrating hit, and they add 1 when they do damage to buildings to the roll. And then that and the Devastators and Centurions get the Tank Hunters, which is cool. I like. You know, I really want to get that web-based force, the rules and the force, but I don't have that kind of money. It's what is it, $300 for that? And yeah, there's no way, I don't have that kind of money to get that. But that's exactly the kind of force that I want, is that kind of hard-hitting, smash and crush kind of force. I'm sorry, I'm just putting the cards away here in the box so that I can get to the Codex. It's going to be interesting putting these away. Trying to get them back. Okay, here's a note. A little hard to get them in the box. And there goes the box lid. And this is the data cards for Space Marines. This will help me out, I think. I'm always forgetting my chapter tactics. Always forgetting to do those. And maybe having that card out will remind me, help me do that. And I really like the new Space Marine objectives. I mean, one of those, wow, if you have that special formation, bringing in all those drop pods and the Devastators and Assault Marines and all that, wow, you pull that card as one of your objectives, and man, you're gonna get some points. It's gonna be cool. Alright, next I put a little rip here in the plastic. Let me see if I can get this out. Alright, I'm not going to be able to get this out one-handed, so I'm going to stop the tape and be right back. Plastic off, and the first thing I noticed is, I believe this is the exact same picture as on the old Codex on the back. So, I do know that picture, I've seen that, so I believe that's the same one that's on the back. So, in the Codex, let's see how much of this is new. This light is kind of in my way. This is the exact same picture, I know that. That was in the old Codex. That's, I think I may have seen that, but let's go on. Oh, this is some new stuff here. New pictures. That's in the Codex. That one is in the Codex. This is not. So there's some new information here. Oh, like they're going to go into phases. Used to have the picture of the guy hooked up, the naked guy hooked up with the pipes, and then the Space Marine, and has all the various organs. And this is this information here, how to build a Space Marine. And here's a Space Marine getting hooked up in his stuff. The legions, the chapters, and their second foundings and such not. Oh, some colored organization chart. That's pretty cool. A map of the space. Talks about the Ultramarines first. Some new pictures there. This is the front of the old Codex. And talks about Ultramar. Oh, the White Scars. This is not as in depth with the history so far. Maybe they've got some more history later on. Imperial Fists. Black Templars. Crimson Fists. Salamanders. Raven Guard. Iron Hands. I would say he's missing an arm, but it's robotic, so I just put it back on, right? They don't care. They're Iron Hands. So yes, this is the talks about the different companies. Reserve, 10th Company, 1st Company. I guess they're the battle structure here of all the companies of Space Marines and how they put together command structures. And here's a Gladius Strike Force. So it talks about Space Marine Strike Forces and some stuff that is there. Chronicle of Heroes information here. So I'm just flipping through here. Here we go. This talks about a chaplain, but there's no stats on these pages like there were on the last Codex. There's a little bit of the stats and stuff on there. This little thing about the tact squads. Here's something, assault centurions and squads. Bikes and speeders. Okay, you're annoying a little bit, Light. Try not to get so much glare. Devastators, the centurions and the squads. A little bit about that. Terminators, see. And veterans, talks about the veterans. Dreadnoughts, I love dreadnoughts. And scouts and dreadnoughts. Tech Marines, I want to get me a Tech Marine. Maybe you have to get 3 Tech Marines because of the formation, but you can get the 3 Thunderfire cannons. There returns a picture of the cutaway Land Raider from ages past. Ooh, Legion of the Damned. That is a nice Legion of the Damned picture. I like that. Beautiful. Here's a good librarian picture. Still no stats on these pages. Just kind of info. Okay, let's talk about Ultramarines. And the world. Look at this guy. That's Tech Marine. He's yeah, look at that. That's interesting. Yeah, these are kind of like, I don't know, diagrams of everything. Successor chapters. A lot of Ultramarine successor chapters. White Scars, some of their markings and stuff. Imperial Fists. You go Crimson Axes. Salamanders chapter, some of their stuff. Okay, just these are more like painting and iconography guides, most like. Alright, this picture, I believe, one's very similar to this one. Oh no, this is a different one yet because it's the same basic setup, I believe, but this gun, this is a grav cannon here. I don't believe that Devastator squad was in that one. Yeah, this is the new Devastator squad. So he's got the missile coming out. The heavy bolter looks a little different. Las gun is up differently. Las gun guy right there, and then the grav cannon. So this same picture is in the other book with some of these same models with the towel. I recognize this whole foreground with the towel. But I think this Devastator squad is different. This is some newness here. New, all new. It's all Smurf Marines in this book, it seems like. Here we go. No Smurf Marines here. This is Imperial Fist. Let's make a hole right here with make a hole, my friend. Yeah. This is good. Some of the librarians, just some models, some fluffy for you. Here's the new Devastator cannon. And there's a rocket launcher with a rocket coming out. Very cool. I don't know if the model was like that. They didn't have any of the new Devastator kits at the store. Everybody bought them, and I didn't have any money. I had money for the Codex and the cards. That was it. Oh, there's a new Armorium Cherub. I want to find out what that does. What that is. Here's a war gear list. Nice. Sorry if the camera's fading stuff out because of the light. If I turn the light off, oh no, then the red thing goes on. No, that's bad. And here's the Ultramarine guys. Sergeant Killian, Chaplain Cassius. They do have their stat lines here now in these guys. Sergeant Cronus, Shadow Captain Shrike, and these are all the characters. Lysander. Lysander, I believe his weapon used to be Strength 10 AP1. Now they've changed it to Strength plus 6 with his Strength is 10. Anyway. So it's basically the same. But I guess it allows you to put this weapon on someone else. So, and that's what I was thinking of doing, is getting a Lysander model and just giving it a different name and using it in my Crimson Axis and just having him have the stat line and abilities of Lysander. Because there is a formation which Lysander is part of that I read. Or they're supposed to be. Rumors. We don't know what's in here. Oh, Captain. Okay, to be upgraded to a Chapter Master, it is it's in the points. 40 points to do that. Librarian. Oh my gosh, they've added Daemonology. Yeah, Daemonology. I believe that's added. I don't believe we could get Daemonology with just regular Space Marines before. We can still only get up to Mastery level 2. I was kind of hoping for Mastery level 3. Wow, the Tank Marine gets a 2-page layout here, which is interesting. Tech squads are there. So this is the stat lines for everybody. This is like with the new codexes. And you got the points cost here. The Dark Elder Codex is like this that my son has. Yeah, these are cool. Crusader squads, scouts, honor guard, command squad. So the honor guard is still here. Yep, they should let the honor guard have some stuff. Saturnian assault squads. So yeah, now they're just the stat lines and everything. If you guys want to know that, you can look it up somewhere or get your own codex. I'm not going to highlight that too much. So we have the all the Dreadnoughts coolness. Regular, Venerable, and then the Ironclad. Legion of the Damned, they're there. They're still in here. They're good to go. Terminator assault squads and regulars. Bike squads and assault squads. New pictures and all this. Attack bike squad, regular, land speeders and land speeder storms, rhinos, razorbacks, storm talons, drop pods, which I need, devastator squads, Turian devastator squads, predators, thunderfire cannons. All these new rules, just like all the pictures everybody was showing us. And whirlwinds, vindicators. This is all this and the rules for everything. There's a Storm Raven gunship. It gets its own 2-page layout as well. Land Raiders, Chapter Masters. Why is he back here? He's like all back here by himself. Weird. Battle Dimming Company. This is one of our formations, and it's got the rules. Pretty cool. It's a lot of stuff in there, and they get objective secured and some other stuff. Oh, this is the anti-air defense, which is the 3 unit. First Company Task Force is in here. Strike Force Ultra. I have, there's a few things that I would need to add to create this, but I do have a lot of this stuff, so this would be cool, something I could actually field, as long as it doesn't require just Smurf Marines. Here it is. This is the one. This is the one I want to field, because it requires Captain Lysander and a captain, so that would be Captain Lysander, 2 Terminator squads, and 2 Terminator assault squads, a Venerable Dreadnought, Storm Raven gunship, and Land Raider Crusader or Redeemer. And then they get these cool things. I think they can shoot as soon as they come out and stuff like that. And really cool. Really cool. Reclusium Command Squad. Cool. I have that Reclusium guy. I traded him for a different chaplain. I think I mentioned that before, but I do have everything to make this Reclusium Command Squad. I have that. 10th Company Task Force is here. Nice. Siegebreaker. That's a lot of money. But the Stormwing, it's now in the Codex. You've seen that used in a lot of our battle reports. Robert uses that a lot. Land Raider Spearhead is pretty cool. This Liberius Conclave, 3 to 4. What is it? And this Empiric Channeling. This is so cool. I read this, and it's like you can choose one of the Psychers, and he just becomes a major badass. Basically, if they're all within like 12 inches of each other, he can get to like where he's manifesting warp charges on a 2+, which is really cool. And you're just making everything you can. Wow, look at this Armored Task Force. 1 Tech Marine, 0 to 3 units of Thunderfire cannons, 3 to 5 units from basically Vindicators, Predators, Whirlwinds, and you need 0 to 1 Sergeant Cronus, so you don't need Sergeant Cronus. You can run this without Sergeant Cronus, so you don't have to be Smurf Marines to do that. Suppression Force is pretty cool. Wow, we get some serious... I love this picture. Love the angle on this. This is nice. We get some serious formations, Space Marines. And then there's all the regular stuff, Warlord traits, chapter tactics, all that, armory, explanation of the weapons, what they do, special war gear. I don't think there's anything new in this stuff. If there is, and I find it's cool, I like that picture. That's cool, of the special ammunition. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. And then all the weapon profiles. Alright guys, well that's the new Codex and the new, grab them, the new data cards for Space Marines. If you play Space Marines, a lot of cool new stuff. Going to be competitive with some stuff. But you are going to have to spend some money on models. But, that's what GW, they're a model company is what they say. And so, that's what they do. Alright guys, we'll talk with you later.